All right, Charlie 5. Schools all over the country and all over the SEC. They are adding big named recruits. 4- and 5-star guys are committing all over the place. National media only wants to talk about Arch Manning, but there are other guys committing to top schools throughout all of college football. While Auburn's sitting here, they've had a ton of visits, and a lot of people are now starting to talk about this sarcastically. Ton of visits, yet still only 2 commitments so far. Braden Joyner, the guard, Terrence Love, the defensive back. I think they feel really good about those 2 players, but obviously you need more than just 2 good players there. It's a big week, though.
Yes.
It's a big week coming up.
And two guys at this point. All right, so we kept feeling like, okay, if we could just get to June, it's going to be a big month. We're going to have a bunch of big visits, and we did. Like we had a ton of top name guys, but it just seems like every time we get a hint that someone could commit or we lead for so-and-so, it's like we just can't quite get them to pull the trigger. And like, here we are at the very end of June, and we have 2 commitments. Like, that is by far, Vanderbilt has more than 2 commitments. Vanderbilt almost has a daggone full class. 2 bodies just in general is worrisome. It's there's no other way to put it. It's worrisome. You're starting to see guys that you may have pegged as second, maybe not your top of your list. Maybe they're like second on your list, starting to commit. We lost an offensive lineman to Michigan State that we possibly were maybe not all the way at the top of the board, but not all the way at the bottom either. Maybe he's that second tier guy, and we felt good about guys above him. Boom, he commits to Michigan State. Now what do you do when your number 1 is gone? I think we're going to have some good news this weekend. We had a commitment date get pushed up. Jeremiah Cobb was going to commit a little bit later in July, not too much later, maybe like first week or so. That got moved all the way up to Friday. Okay. Yep. That's brand new. That's just out. Just got moved all the way up to Friday. Jeremiah Cobb is the best running back in the state of Alabama. He is he's my
favorite member of the 2023 class. I really wanted Chris Vizzina, but after Clemson scooped him away, Jeremiah Cobb, 100%.
He is
100%. If he comes to Auburn, he will be my favorite member of this class by a
lot. What's the running back from the Saints that he gets like 1 billion fantasy points every year?
Kamara.
He's Alvin Kamara.
He's so good out of the backfield. He can run in between the tackle. He can do everything
and dust you. He can dust your butt. Absolutely walk away from you. He can fly. We don't have any. I don't think we have at running back a home run threat like that. And he's a stud. And then I also think Karmello English is set to commit on Saturday.
I think Phoenix City wide receiver.
We get a kid out of Phoenix City, and I think we lead for him. He's an elite wide receiver.
Yeah.
Getting a kid out of Phoenix City is big anytime, because for whatever reason we struggle there. So
there's 5 guys that we should know within the next week, and I wanted to get your thoughts on that. Yeah. So Jeremiah Cobb, you feel good about Auburn?
Yeah, I feel good about Jeremiah
Auburn,
Cobb.
Tennessee, and Clemson, I think, for him.
Yes.
Okay, you feel good about him?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's on Friday. That's on the 1st. On Saturday, on the 2nd, Karmello English. You feel good about him?
Yes, feel good about him.
Okay. Brock Glenn was supposed to announce before the Elite 11.
Yeah.
And now he's talking about ASAP after the Elite 11. He went up. He's got that offer from Ohio State. Took an official. Seemed to really like it. LSU offered a few days ago. He's talking to them now.
This one could hurt.
This
one could hurt. And
at all.
I don't either. I don't feel good about it either. And this is why it hurts. Is Brock Glenn a program changer? And I don't think the answer is yes. I think he's a talented kid. I think that he could develop into a great quarterback. I don't know that he's a franchise guy that you could just
He's not better than Holden Geriner. He's not.
But his first name is Auburn. He is an Auburn legacy.
Right.
And it's just another one of those things. Vizzina was your clear number 1 guy. You move on to Brock Glenn. You identify. This is another thing that's big.
You're going where I want to go. Yep.
You identify him early. Now, Mississippi State did offer him first. the Pirate offered him first,
Yep.
but we right shortly after him, we're his biggest school early.
Mm-hmm.
And we had those relationships. I mean, it was like a done deal. It was like a done deal. And then you almost get him like, it's time to like, okay, you love everything about it. Go ahead and let's pull the trigger. Let's get a quarterback in the class. He goes and shows out at the Elite 11 or the Elite 11 qualifier, starts getting a ton of offers. And then it's like, boom, Auburn is just not even, I don't even know that we're in the top 2 right now. I don't know that we're in the top 2 anymore.
I don't know. I think right now we probably are, but will we in a few days? Will LSU pass? I mean, to me, it looks like he likes Ohio State.
So from the program changing aspect, I don't think it wouldn't be a huge deal to lose him. But from a perception standpoint and
Yes.
the
and a momentum in the class kind of thing.
Momentum in the class, having a quarterback in early, I feel like it's a big deal and it's a bad look. So
and
hopefully
I talked about
we
John
can rebound.
Garcia last week. I was like, I don't know if he ever starts over Holmgren, but like it's so big for just building the class out. But
Yes.
I mean, you nailed it. The biggest takeaway, if Auburn does not land Brock Glenn, it's a big deal in the terms of everyone talked about, okay, Brian Harsin and this staff, if he's going to succeed and go toe-to-toe with Bama and Georgia, he's going to have to find these guys that are 3 stars that are underrated, that are not ranked high enough, and develop relationships with them, get in on them early. And he did that with Brock Glenn. And then he emerged to be an Elite 11 finalist. And then it's like, what was built, the foundation of that relationship must not have been strong enough for him to be interested in folks that called him a week until where he was supposed to announce, and then go on an official visit and just be swept off of his feet.
Swept off his feet. Exactly.
All right. So, do you have anything else on that? I got 2 more guys I want to run by you.
No, that's about it.
Avery Stuart, the cornerback, he put Auburn in his top 6. He's announcing on the 6th. How do we feel about him?
I don't really have a good or bad feeling about him one way or the other.
Yeah, the fact that a lot of the Auburn recruiting writers aren't talking about him a lot kind of makes me think that we're not in a good spot there.
Yeah, probably not.
And then Keldric Falk, the defensive end / edge, he's announcing on the 5th, and he's been an Auburn lock from the get-go.
Yeah, and I don't think we're going to get him. I think he's going to Clemson.
That would be terrible.
Yeah, I think
that's bigger than Glenn.
I think that from some of the more distinguished posters on the message boards. This is, like I said, this is not me pretending I have inside info.
That's what you're hearing. Sure.
Yeah, it's not looking good with Keldrick Falk. Clemson turned up the heat late. He was coming to Auburn. Clemson turned up the heat late, and it looks like we're not going to get Keldrick either, which is a big time loss. Because here's the thing. Now you're looking at possibly, I think Cobb may be 10 or 11 in the state of Alabama. I'm not 100% sure. He may not be in the top 10 in Alabama, which is a travesty. So I don't even really put a whole lot into that. But that puts you where you don't land. You possibly could not land one child inside of the top 10 in the state of Alabama.
According to the 247 Sports composite, he is 18th. According to 247 Sports, he is the 16th player in Alabama.
Talking about Cobb?
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah, you're looking at possibly being shut out of the top 10 in the state of Alabama, which is just really, really not.
It's not great.
Not where you want to be.